let me give you a mindset shift. Welcome to Transformation March. In the last video, I talked about how to really start your transformation journey. If you want to go from that place where you're unmotivated, you're not reaching your goals, constantly putting off the things that you want to do, or you're not really committing to that inner work, then how do you start your transformation journey? What are the steps you have to do? So make sure to go check that video out if you are interested in starting your transformation journey. In today's video, we are talking about a mindset shift. If you're planning on transforming your life, then you have to shift your mindset around the way that you think about the world. Because we all have those beliefs that have come to us from our parents, from our school, from our friends. Wherever they have come from, we are constantly living in a state of having these beliefs that we deem as ours. But what if those beliefs aren't really your beliefs? What if there is a different way to look at life? Here's a list of 4 things that have helped me shift my mindset around life. When I think about my own work ethic, I know that when I put my mind to something, I'm going to work really hard to achieve it. But there are times when I feel unmotivated to do these things. I feel like I don't want to get up today and film that content. I don't want to get up today and send those emails. I don't want to get up today and go for that walk. I don't want to get up today and do that workout. And if you want to shift your perspective, then here's one thing that helped me. Your ancestors did not work this hard for you to only get this far. The women and men that came before you didn't work this hard for you to just chill and relax and do nothing. For you to be unambitious. For you to just sit there and feel entitled to a comfortable life. Do you know how much work they had to put in for you to be standing here today? Do you know how much work the people that have come before you have put in for you to be here on this earth? Do you know how much they had to give every single day to feed their families? So if you want to change your mindset and shift your thoughts into being more motivated, then just think about the people that have came before you so that you could be here today. Think about your ancestors, your grandparents, your parents. Even if you don't have a good relationship with them, they have still came before you, and you would not be here today without these people. And I'm not saying that your life is easy either. Of course, we all have our own struggles, but that is the point of evolution. Every generation overcomes a struggle, a trauma, something. Like every generation is built to overcome something. And if you do not put in the work, then the generation that comes after you is going to have to pick up the slack, is going to have to do the work that you refuse to do because you are lazy. So stop being lazy and start thinking about the bigger picture of life. Even if you don't want to have kids, even if you want to be the last person in your family, that's completely fine. But just think about what legacy you're going to leave for this earth by you being here. Did you know that the odds of you being born are smaller than the odds of you getting into Harvard? So you have more chances to get into Harvard than to be born. How special is that? So think about that next time you don't want to do anything. Because they also felt that, and they did it anyways. This leads me to point number 2. Now, this is specifically for women only, because it's very crucial for you to understand this. Women did not have the right to work. Women used to not have the right to work. Women were just the housewives. Your job was raising the kids. And now we live in a society where women can work, women can do anything. If you think about the fact that the women who came before us had to fight for the right to work, we must not take it for granted. We must not take it for granted that we as women have the ability to work. So for all my women out there, do not disappoint our ancestors. They worked hard for us to be here. And now it's our turn. And there's great power in that. Let's talk about the next point. You alone have the ability to change everything that has happened in your family. You have the ability to change what you are doing today in order for you to build a better tomorrow for your family. You have the ability to get up and do the things that you don't want to do the things that are hard, even if they are hard, for you to get to that next level. If you want to provide your family with security, with money, with wealth, with love, with whatever, then you have the ability to do that. All you have to do is take that step today. So if you want to change your mindset, then think about taking that step today, because it truly is in your hands. You can change the future. You just have to believe in it enough. You have to be delusional enough to believe in that vision that you can change your lineage's future. It doesn't have to stay the same. All you have to do is believe and put in the work. That's all you have to do. And it is in your hands. You have the power to change your own life. And by doing that, you change the life of your entire ancestors and lineage. Because what happens after you, you won't know, but what you can do is make sure that it is better today. You have to look at it at a bigger standpoint, at an evolutionary standpoint. You have to look at the big picture. Look at like 200 years of your family and see where you have come from and where you are today. And what can you do to impact the next 100 years? And that is your power, because you can change your lineage. Regarding changing your lineage, let's talk about living hundreds of lives during one lifetime. I have lived hundreds of lives during this lifetime, just to figure out who I am as a person. And that is my power. I'm trying to figure out, because I know for a fact that the women that came before me, my ancestors, my parents, my grandparents, their grandparents, they did not have the opportunity to discover what they like, what they don't like. They had to accept what was given. But I am not accepting what is given, because I am living in a world full of opportunity. And that is such a privilege. And I have to remind myself every day that I wake up that it is a privilege to live this life, to try out new hobbies. If you're listening to this video right now, then you have the privilege to do whatever you want in life. Because you have a phone and you're listening to this video, boom, you're already privileged. And you have to get that through your head, that it is a privilege to be in this situation. I just want you to understand how big of a blessing you have received from life, from the universe, from God. You have received such a big blessing to live this life. Then why are you wasting it? I have been in a situation where I didn't have a home. I didn't have any future prospects on what to do with my life. Didn't even have a job. I got myself out of that situation because I realized what a privilege it is to have this type of worry, to even try to do something better with my life, to even try to arrive to a situation where I have my own home, because it is a privilege to have your own home. And if you do not realize how privileged you are, you will waste your life focusing on everything that's wrong, and you will never get it right. And you will live your whole life thinking, why are things going bad for me? Why is everything not working out? Why am I in a bad situation? But it is your mindset, because you are focusing on what's wrong. You're not focusing what you already have and the opportunities you have. And you're not trying to seek out the things that are for you. If you are listening to this video, you have the opportunity to do so, to find out what you want to do, to find out about the things you love more, to do research on the things you love, to try them out, to go to classes, to go to meetings, to try out that job, to whatever it is. Don't waste your life on living just one life. You don't have to be one thing. You can try it all out. You can be multiple people. You can do so many things with your life if you just take that first step. If you just take the leap of faith on yourself to try something out, to get out of your comfort zone. Forget about everything else that you've ever told yourself that you are, and be whatever it is that you want to be. Because you can already see it, as we talked about in my previous video. If you can already see it, then it's already yours. You just have to take that step. And it is a privilege to do so. And you have to remind yourself how lucky you are to get to live this life. The final topic we're gonna touch upon is arriving to a certain place in life through different paths. We were talking about this yesterday with one of my friends, and I thought it was a good point to add to the video. What is 8 plus 8? 8 plus 8 is 16, right? Very simple. Everyone can do simple math. We all understand it. But how many variations are there to get to number 16? There are millions of ways to get to the same point. This friend and I, we always have different examples. We always bring different examples of things. If we're talking about the same topic, then he might bring up an example, and then I might bring up an example that's on the other side of the spectrum. But the topic we are talking about is ultimately the same. So we meet in the middle. But our examples are so different from each other because our mind works in different ways, but the outcome is the same. So if you want to arrive to 16, you can do 0.5 times 32. That's also 16. 8 plus 8 is 16. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. 2 times 8 is 16. If you're thinking about the full numbers, then you're not even getting the whole point. Because there are so many numbers with commas that you can add up to one another to arrive to that 16. You understand? The possibilities are endless. The possibilities of getting the same outcome from something are endless. If someone earns 5K a month by doing trading or crypto, and you have really wanted to get into that, but you haven't had the courage, and now you think, oh, I'm never going to make it as far as they have because they are already one step ahead of me, then you are limiting yourself. See, you have the opportunity to start trading in crypto today, and you might even arrive to a better position than this person. You know why? Because you don't know if they are going to continue on this road. They might have got that 5K, 10K, 30K, 100K in crypto and trading right now. But if they lose tomorrow, they could lose it all. You don't know their strategy. So you don't really know what they're doing. So if you compare yourself where you want your 16 to equate to their 16, then it's not possible. And you see, that is your life. If you want to arrive at a certain point where someone else already is, that is their equation of life. It is not your equation. And if you want to achieve something that someone else has already achieved, and you're thinking that you're behind, then you're not. Your equation to get that thing is just different. I know there are a lot of people who probably will listen to this video and get triggered because they think their opinion is always right. But one of the most powerful tools you can have in life is to be wrong. I'm always open to someone changing my perspectives on life. That's the beauty of life. You have so many options and you have so many ways to change your equation to that place you want to arrive at. So stop thinking about it in a way where you only have one way to get to somewhere. The goal is always the same, whatever it is you want to achieve. But the path may differ, and that's okay, because it is ultimately your path. I hope that you look at the world in a different way tomorrow. As always, thank you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for Wednesday's video.